I never forget this. He was 82 years old. 82. He was one of our clinical professors. And one day, out of nowhere, he told us that he sold his practice. We were all completely shocked because he was incredibly healthy, even though he was old. Not a single sign that he was slowing down, and he never even hinted at retiring. So naturally, we rushed over and asked, "Professor, are you okay? Is there something wrong with your health? Are you retiring?" He just smiled and said, "No, nothing at all. I'm perfectly fine and I'm not retiring yet." And here's the wild part. 2 months later, we heard the news. He opened a brand new practice. Of course, we had to ask him again, "But professor, at your age, wouldn't it be better to just take it easy?" What he said next, I will not forget this. He looked at us and said, "My young and beautiful and bright assistants will do most of hands-on work anyway." I figured they do a better job than me on most of the hands-on work since they are physically younger and healthier than me anyway. I just need to come in and take a look, give my orders, and that's it. Whether I'm at home or at the office physically, it's really no different. Of course, I've heard that the orthodontist never retires, but that was a huge eye-opening moment, since it became real in front of our own eyes. Right then, all of us residents had the same realization. Orthodontics has no retirement age for sure. You can take a break when you're tired, then come back when you're ready. There's no expiration date on doing what you love. Hi, I'm Dr. Hong, an orthodontist practicing in US. After graduating from dental school, I worked as a GP for a few years before going into pediatric dentistry. Why? Back in dental school, our pedo rotation was a bit lacking. Our pediatric professor had been changed during the rotation. And honestly, I didn't get much hands-on experience after graduating from dental school. I wasn't confident in treating kids, so I decided to work under a pedodontist as an associate. I wanted to gain experience and rebuild my confidence. One thing led to another, and I ended up running a pediatric dental clinic on my own. As many GPs know, pedo is no joke. Sure, kids are cute, but after a few years, the physical, mental toll really started to hit me. Kids are always moving, crying, screaming in the office, and sometimes their parents are crying right along with them. I used to call a pedo moving target. I used to think GP was a tough job, but after doing pedo a few years, I have to raise the white flag. Could I still do pedo if I had to? Yes, but do I really want to? Honestly, not really. Just like a GP patients, pedo kids and moms walk into the clinic stressed, full of worry, already exhausted. The kids are crying when they come in and still crying when they leave. The sound of crying would echo in my ears long after I got home. I also seemed to be constantly sick. Being around with the kids, cold every day in the dental clinic, made me go through endless cycles of getting sick, getting better, and getting sick again. I had to isolate myself from my own family, come home, shower alone, sleep alone, just to avoid passing on the germs. I lived like a priest for years. Then one day, the worst happened. I got into a car accident. My neck and shoulder, which already hurt during harsh pediatric work, completely gave out. My back was injured too. I still remember talking to a friend who was also doing pediatric. I asked, "How much longer do you think you can keep doing this?" He paused and said, "Maybe 5 years, give or take at most." After that, I figured that I will need to find something else. And I agreed. The physical and mental strain was one thing. The emotional burnout was just as real. Yes, my clinic was profitable, quite a bit profitable, but wasn't it worth the sacrifice? Honestly, it wasn't. If you are a pedodontist watching this, I know you would understand this whole thing. You know what it's like to have no life. After work, you are so drained you can't even talk to your family. You just collapsed in your room with the TV on. My body was falling apart. The neurosurgeon of mine told me that if you don't stop working like this or change your career completely, it's going to get a whole lot worse. That hit me really hard. So I asked myself, what now? I couldn't just throw away all those years of dental training. I didn't know any side jobs, and learning something completely new seemed overwhelming. Not to mention, the cost of starting over in a new field of a business would be huge. Then one day, I thought, what if I stay in dentistry but shift to orthodontics? Orthodontics was the complete opposite of a pedo in every possible way, in a good way though. My ortho patient come in smiling, full of hope. No crying, no pain, just excitement. The parents are crying in the corner like a pedo. They're calmly sitting down in the consultation room, looking forward to a beautiful smile in their future. And 2 years later, they're hugging me and thanking me with a bright smile. The clinical atmosphere becomes so positive. My staff was happier. No one was quitting. No more emergency patients in pain. No more stress. Just healthy, happy patients. And I started feeling healthier and happier too. Also, most importantly, it brought me back to my family. No more shots and blood, no more fears, and no more tears. And my favorite part, my chair time dropped to an hour per day, max. Just quick checkup appointment, and I give my assistants instructions, and that is it. Heaven, right? But as many of you know, getting to the point isn't that easy. I was lucky enough to go the traditional route and complete an orthodontic residency. It took me a lot of time and money, and I know not everyone gets the opportunity, especially in the US, where it's insanely expensive. And yes, orthodontics brings in great income, but more than that, it's not physically demanding. It's mentally peaceful. There's still some stress. Clinical operation never stop, but not from the patients anymore. I realized if I want, I can do this until I retire. I can slow down later, work just 1-2 days a week, stay connected with my team, my patients, and my family. Moreover, enjoy fulfilling, emotional, rich life. I remember a professor who retired at 82 and still opened another ortho office in a new location he wants. Why? Because he could at that age. He looked so calm and content. You can do this too. Sure, I know the ortho residency is highly selective and not everyone can get into a formal ortho residency program. But you can learn ortho properly without quitting your job or draining your savings account. That's why I created Ortho PT Mini Residency. It's not just another weekend seminars. It's a realistic, practical orthodontic learning system designed for GPs and pedodontists like yourself. You don't have to stop working. You can keep earning and learn ortho the right way at the same time. If you're a GP or pedodontist or even any other dental specialist who's curious about this, don't miss out this chance. This could be a turning point for you. Want to learn more? Just click the link below. Thanks again for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Dr. Hong, and thank you and have a great one. Until I see you next time.